What is up? What is going on? What is going on in the world? It is your girl, your one and only Misfit, coming back at you. I'm kidding. That's what I used to say when I used to make YouTube videos. Not used to, I still do. I'm planning on something, but that was like my regular schmegular intro for a long time. But what is up? It is time for another broadcast, another show, another whatever we want to call this. I don't even know what I'm gonna call this yet. I keep calling it a podcast, even though it doesn't feel like a podcast. This is not what I was intending this to be. It doesn't feel, like a podcast to me. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. It's just a show where we talk about things, react to things, and just like literally again just talk about things. So hello, what is going on? What's up? How is everybody doing on this fine Friday evening for me? Probably morning or afternoon to somebody else. I have no idea. But it is Friday, which is the best day of the week, which means that tomorrow, if you're like me and you work is it white collar? A white collar job, I think that's what it is, you don't have to go to work in tomorrow or Sunday or Monday if you decide to call off, but I can't do that. So yeah, here we are again with another hopefully great episodes. There have just been a lot of hit and miss episodes that listen. I go with the flow. I try the best I can, and this is where it leads me every time. So I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best to see what it is that I like, what it is that I don't like, what it is that resonates with other people, and what honestly I truly want to care about or talk about, care about enough to talk about. So that is what we do here all the time, every Tuesday and Friday about the same time, or at least I try to be. I was a little bit early today, tried to come here a little bit earlier, but had to clarify some things on the rest of my schedule tonight. And this is where we are usually at the beginning of the show. I like to just talk about my day, what I've been up to, what's been going on with my life, and let's see. Since you last saw me on Tuesday, what has happened with me? Pretty much, I say this all the time, not a lot. You guys see me more often than I would like, I feel. But nothing really significant has happened. I haven't gotten the PC that I've been wanting for a long time. So I told myself if I really want the PC that bad, I'm just gonna have to like really wait and get a good quality one and not try to just shove $100 just to get some sort of computer for no reason. You know what I mean? So that's that. Haven't gotten the PC yet. I do plan on it. I've been stacking up my savings. At least I'm trying to pay off some debt and hopefully I can secure the PC. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get to. I really wish I had it right now because Sims 5 I think just came out, and I love growing up I loved me some Sims, and now I can't play. And also, well, I can on my MacBook, but it's like it's not this. You know what I mean? It's just not. And then my computer screams at me all the time because it's like too much for my laptop to try and figure out. So it's always loud and hot. But the new Sims 5 came out, and the Sims 4 is apparently free now. Although like a month or like probably 2.5 months ago, I paid like $5 for it. Why? I don't know. And I have yet to play it since I bought it. I bought it specifically to play on YouTube and stream it on YouTube and play, but I couldn't stream and play The Sims at the same time for some reason, and it drove me insane. So unfortunately, I can't do that. So $5 down the drain, but that's okay. Am I upset about it? Maybe, but I'm not gonna let that show. So one day, when I'm able to play and stream The Sims all at once, all at the same time, that is when I have truly, and I mean truly made it. And I cannot wait for that day. So let's see. Other than that, anything has happened? Nothing truly like that affects me personally has happened. A lot of Kanye things. Kanye has since the last episode popped off. I vowed to myself that I wouldn't be talking about him anymore just because it's just I'm not trying to give him the time of day, but like I say, and every time I say this, he says things that are put into my life, in my line of fire, in my vicinity where every time I go on the internet, it's always there and I have to look at it. So I'm gonna have to talk about it. So it's his fault, basically. So I feel like everything has since then died down with Kanye. I'm not really sure. I wouldn't be surprised if I hopped onto Twitter right now, something new would be happening. I wouldn't be surprised. But we're just going to stick to what has happened so far that I have on my document and whatever may or may not come up while I'm on here. Basically, we also are going to be talking about Trisha Paytas in a little bit. There's a whole thing I want to talk about with Trisha Paytas. If you don't know who she is, I'm going to explain it to you in detail in a little bit. But she's kind of it just there's just a lot going on with this woman, and I just feel like I need to express my opinions on her because I feel like there's just been a lot of weird things going on surrounding her as a person, and I just need to give in my 2 cents because I've known this person, not me personally, but I don't want to say grown up because it makes us feel like since like I was like little until now that I've grown up with this person, but I've grown up watching said person. I was introduced to this person by watching Shane Dawson videos. Like I've known who this person was for a long, 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 long time. And there are just a lot of things that have been happening in regards to her that I just feel like, you know what? I feel like I want to say something about it. So we're gonna be talking about Trisha Paytas in a little bit as well. And then we're going to quickly touch on the whole like Darrell Brooks, the Brooks trial that's happening. Darrell Brooks is the I'm gonna say it now or the alleged or has been accused, or I don't even know how to say it right because the trial's not over. He has been accused of being the driver in I think it's well when I see the city name, I think of Waukesha, like the song from Moneybag. I think that's a song, but it's Waukesha. Waukesha. Waukesha is the name. Waukesha, Wisconsin. So that trial has been going on. He has been he's on trial for driving a red car through a Christmas parade, if I'm not mistaken. Um, Goodness, I think killing 6 people and injuring good or give or take like 70 people during this parade. And he's been on trial. It's been it's being live broadcasted the same way that the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial has been broadcasted. And I'm just like, where have these things been on my life that I've never like witnessed a real trial like live? Like like the trial, I'm watching it live, and the guy right now is out here like defending himself, which I think was a bad call, but whatever. I mean, I don't know what I can do in that. The guy wants to represent himself in a murder trial. I don't know why he thought that that was okay, but that's what he's doing, and that's where we're at. So we're going to be talking about that in a little bit as well. It's not currently live right now, but I just wanted to just show a couple bit of like highlights of like the ridiculousness and the crazy and wild things that are happening in the trial that I'm just like, how how is any of this real? How is any of this real? It's so mind-boggling, but we're going to be watching a couple of those things in a little bit. So, with that being said, without further ado, I put this in on my catching up. Usually I like to write a little couple of key points to be like, oh, this is what has been going on since you last saw me. And I completely forgot. On here I put unfollowed people on IG that no longer bring me joy. I used to follow all these people I used to work with and all that, and I just don't feel like they support me or bring me joy. So I went on an unfollowing streak for some reason, I guess, now that I'm looking at my notes. I went on an unfollowing spree, and I just unfollowed a whole bunch of people, and I'm just like, why do I feel obligated to follow these people? Like every time I see their video, like I don't if I'm not liking physically, like double tapping your stuff, because nowadays on Instagram you just kind of swipe and swipe, and I was just like, so what's the point of following these people if like I don't even feel the need, I don't feel the need to like go and like double tap. You know what I mean? I feel like you're just not bringing me joy. So I just kind of went and unfollowed a couple people, and we're gonna see how that can. I get in these moods like every 3 months. We'll see. And not that anybody cares whether I unfollow them or not, because I'm a nobody. But that happened, and I wrote it down, I guess, because I wanted to talk about it and felt that it was important. So there's that. But anyways, moving right along, getting right into it. Do you remember Jordan Peterson? I feel like, we all remember Jordan Peterson. And if you don't, God bless your heart if you don't remember Jordan Peterson. But we've talked about Jordan Peterson here and there on this on the stream. Every now and then he comes up. He is he a professor? I think he's a professor. I don't know if he teaches now. He probably does. I don't keep up with his life because I just don't like him as a person. We've talked about Jordan Peterson though.
Did that happen?
Okay, why are you so loud? We've talked about this man a couple times on the show. Last time we talked about him, I think it was about the whole incels and how people think, or he was deemed like the hero to the incel community, and he was just crying the whole time, saying, I don't know. Sometimes it's just the only reason I'm bringing this up is just to like compare him and Kanye. I was just like, whatever, literally whatever thing Kanye is on right now, or EA, I should say, because he's not Kanye anymore. Whatever kind of substance or whatever it is that Kanye may or may not be on right now, I feel like Jordan Peterson is on, because the way that they are so good at avoiding questions and just like avoiding, not answering, just plainly like not paying attention, the way that they do that so well, I just feel like they're literally one and the same. They're one and the same. They're the exact same person. It's crazy. It's mind boggling to me. So I was on Twitter and I saw this video come up and I was just like, why do I feel like I'm listening to Kanye right now? Like Kanye 2.0. Why? Here he is. Jordan Peterson derails every question to utter nonsense because he has nothing of substance to say. And I'm just like, wow. Reminds me of somebody I know dearly. Here's the video.
Begs the question,
hold on.
The question, did that happen? Begs the question, what do you mean by happen? Because when you are dealing with fundamental realities and you pose a question, you have to understand that the reality of the concepts of your question, when you're digging that deep, are just as questionable as what you're questioning. So people say to me, what
are you talking about? I'm pretty sure they asked me a simple question. Well, what do you mean by a question? What is a question, to be honest? Let's start there. What's a question? I hate when people do that, and Kanye does it so good. And he does it so well. I'm telling you, whatever Kanye is on right now, he's sharing it with Jordan Peterson, because the creative avoidance to answering these questions, they're hilarious at this point. Like it's fun. It's funny to me now.
The question, did that happen? Begs the question, what do you mean by happen?
The question is, did that happen? But the real question is, what do you mean by what it means to? I'm like, whoa, bro, what?
Because when you are dealing with fundamental realities and you pose a question, you have to understand that the reality of the concepts of your question, when you're digging that deep, are just as questionable as what you're questioning. So people say to me, do you believe in God? And I think, okay, there's a couple of mysteries in that question. What do you mean?
No, there's no mystery. It's a yes or no question. Do you believe in God? Yes or no?
What do you mean you?
What do you mean you? I've never heard it. I've never, bro. Honestly, you know what I wish? I wish as a child, he came up, like I wish I came across who this person was when I was a child, to learn how to just lie and have such great creative, I'm talking creative avoidance to answering questions. He's like, I'm inspired by him. I kid you not, I'm so inspired by this man. The way that he can just conduct himself in this fashion to literally avoid these questions with more questions is just, it's such an intellect, such a prophet is the word. The prophet is not the word I'm looking for. Intellectual being. He's such an intellectual being that, like, you know what I mean? So I have to give him props. I have to.
And what do you mean, God? And you say, as the questioner, well, we already know what all those things mean, except belief in God. And I think, no, if we're going to get down to the fundamental brass tacks, we don't really know what any of those things mean. Well,
so basically, he was asked the question, and then he was just like, well, we can't ask the question without knowing, what it means by the question in question. You know what I mean? If someone were to say, "Do you believe in God?" We have to analyze the entire sentence. It's not a simple yes or no question. It's what is God? What is you? What is? You know what I mean? I love it. I love it so much. For the one time.
Belief in God. And I think, no, if we're going to get down to the fundamental brass tacks, we don't really know what any of those things mean.
We don't know what words means. We don't know. He seems to know a lot about what words mean and what don't mean. He seems to know a lot about damn near everything. But when asked the question, it's just like, well, we got to question everything before we can even give an answer, right? We literally have, where do words come from? Where does language come from? Who was the first person to speak? We can't properly give a proper sentence if we don't even know how to speak or what it means to speak. In the beginning, for some, in the beginning, I didn't give this man enough credit. I really didn't. And you know what? I'm eating my words now. I truly am. This man is a scholar. I have a lot to learn from him. There are many things that I wish I knew that I didn't know before. And I just, I feel robbed, honestly, of my education. Because he was not my professor. Anyways, speaking of Kanye West, when we watched this little Piers Morgan and Kanye video right quick, it's gonna show you what I mean by how similar I feel that Jordan Peterson and Kanye are. Because answer the question. You know what I mean? Just answer the question. You were asked the question, just answer the damn question. Answer the question. That's all we were asking. Answer the question that has been given unto you. Okay? Here is Kanye West, formerly known as Kanye West. Here's Ye. I'm sorry, because he gets a little worked up about this. You can't. I'm not even going to go there. I was going to say something and I'm not even going to say that. But you've been going by Kanye for a long, long time. And now all of a sudden you're Ye. And it's just like you're going on national television, or not national, but you've been going on a whole bunch of big shows where not everybody knows who you are. We can't just put Ye in the title and expect everybody to know who the hell Ye is. Some people are saying you're Ye. You're Kanye West. Okay. Ye, formerly known as Kanye West. But I was watching this video, a few seconds of it, and I was like, bro, him and Jordan Peterson are like one and the same. So here he is, as you know, last time we spoke, Kanye West has been going on a rant that a rant in this video he's going to apologize, and I use apologize with air quotes. He is going to apologize for the things that he has said. Kanye West has been or was, I don't know if he is right now, was very anti-Semitic, saying very anti-Semitic things, saying that the Jewish media are trying to silence him and the Jews this and the Jews that. But what he really means is that there are people in the industry that are effing him over, and he doesn't know how to just say those people's names. He wants to just generalize and say the Jewish people, and that's very anti-Semitic, very problematic. It's like useless. It's the same thing where it's like I don't know, in the sense that some people want to say that Mexicans are a problem instead of just saying criminals or what, you know what I mean? They you know how they want to generalize and broaden everything. It's just like, no, just say you don't like this exec and this exec and move on. You can't just broaden the whole thing and say that Jewish are being this way, and then you can't claim that you are some sort of black Jewish person or whatever, and that you're allowed to say these things. No, you're not. Because it doesn't work like that. But here's Kanye West apologizing, it seems, for his anti-Semitic tweet. Here we are.
My pain. You're being a Karen.
I'm talking
You
about.
don't
I'm
hold
talking. I'm not a
accountability
Karen.
to
and
the pain.
I'm not a Karen, and I'm not going to cancel you, and I'm not going to uncensor you. I'm simply going to challenge you on what you're saying.
You can't.
I think you
can't
don't
cancel me.
understand the pain that you've been causing with some of these comments, and I think that one in particular, I can
Oh
understand.
my God. God forbid.
Bro. Literally, when I was watching this, the moment it hit, literally 22 seconds in, the moment it got here, I said, I gotta watch this on live. Bro, I gotta watch this on live. Something's, are you kidding me? Why are you like this?
God forbid one comment could cause people to feel any of the pain that my people have went through for years.
See, that's hilarious because what was it, like a week ago? You were out and about wearing White Lives Matter t-shirts with Candace Owens, a freaking white supremacist like defender, Candace Owens. You were you are gonna speak out, right? Listen to me, Kanye. Listen to me. And I know you're apologizing here, and I haven't finished the whole video, but listen to me, Kanye. No, sir. No, sir. You cannot say he went on a rant saying that George Floyd wasn't like killed by the cop. And it's like, yes, he was. Now he's saying after wearing the shirt and everything and going on these rants, now he's saying after all my people have been through, God forbid. It's like, no, bro, you've been doing this entire time. And then you went and switched over and became a white supremacist defending Jewish person all of a sudden. Like, that's not, come on. But I'm gonna let you talk.
Like the blacks being ushered to the left during the civil rights movement. No one has cared about black people.
Owen, you have cared about him. You've cared about them. Because if you did, you wouldn't be out here spewing these hateful, horrible words about how we are so trauma drunk on the whole slavery thing, right? How George Floyd wasn't killed by that cop, how you can just so blatantly wear these White Lives Matter shirts, and it's just like, no, you don't get the we defense anymore. You let that go a long time ago. You don't get the we defense, And he claims that he doesn't have before he claims that he wasn't a part of the we because he supported Trump. There are plenty of black people that support Trump. That's not why we don't like you. You are full and able to do that. But and we continue.
No one is.
Let me say, I agree that the racism against black people has been utterly deplorable, shameful, unacceptable. And thank God the world is beginning to move to a better place about the way it has treated black people like you. However, one form of racism doesn't justify.
It's almost in a better place.
Well, one form of racism doesn't justify another.
It's not a better place.
I'm not cutting you off. I'm finishing my sentence so you can respond. One form of racism. It is racism when you say I'm going death for Jewish people.
I was in a position where I've been hurt, and this is the way I had the right to express myself.
But this is not how you express yourself. You cannot just generalize because it's. I don't know how to say it in the way that I make sense. But you cannot generalize that all Jews are bad. Same way that cops can't just generalize that all black people are bad. You know what I mean? You know what I'm getting at? You can't just do that. He's getting to the point, and listen, we're not negating. We're not saying no that the people in the industry, in the music industry per se, aren't horrible people, because they are. We're not saying that. What we're saying is that you can't say that it's DEFCON 3 on the Jewish people. You can't do that. That is what you cannot do. If you want to call out each exec name by name, go ahead and do that. But you're not going to do that. You're not. That's why you want to do this whole thing and act like you're doing something when you're not. That's the problem.
The point of this interview is for you to question me, and then
Yeah, but you haven't been letting the man question you at all. You've been trying to make your points and leave. You don't know how interviews work. You just want to come here, say your statements, and act like that's it, I'm done, mic drop, and I'm leaving. That's not how the interviews work. People have to ask you questions. You have to answer the questions, and then you move on. But you don't even do that. You're doing the Jordan Peterson tactic, but the Kanye way, or should I say the Ye way.
For me to answer and say, okay, even though the same rules are not applied to my people, if a person with a gun or drugs is pulled over and has 3 other people in the car, they're all going to jail. I'm not going to apply that to Jewish people for the sake of this conversation. Isn't that what you wanted? But you know what you did? You tried to civil rights me. You tried to pull me back to a week ago. But we're here today.
No, homie. No. You did it. And no, we have to talk about what you did. And you did these things. We're talking about it. We're not just going to be like, oh, Kanye wants to apologize today. So we're not even going to talk about it. We're just going to hear Kanye's apology, whether or not he apologizes, and we're just going to move on. We're not going to talk about a week ago. That happened a week ago. It's like, no shit, it happened a week ago. That's why we're still talking about it now. Are you crazy?
There's been plenty of conversations and commentary since that. But you want me to go back to 1960.
No.
You want me to go back to 7 days ago.
All right, let me jump in.
Bro.
Here's what I want you to do. I want you to reflect.
Okay, so have we grown? Have we grown?
Here's
Have
how
we
we
grown?
grow. Yeah.
Have
Here's
we?
how we grow. I want you to
No,
reflect.
have we grown?
I'm about
have
to-
we grown?
I'm
You're
about-
not in charge of my growth. You're not.
Bro. What happened here? That's not the question at hand. It's not the question. When did he become the interviewer? When did he become Piers Morgan? And when did Piers Morgan become Kanye? Tell me when that happened exactly.
Charge of
I'm
my
about
growth,
to.
Chris.
Okay,
But
let me
here's how we
phrase it
grow.
like this. I'm about to suggest to you how you may grow if you choose to grow this way. And you
Why?
can ignore me. You can ignore me.
Pierce, how much money are you worth?
Not
What?
as much as
You see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? Creative avoidance. Why wasn't I? This right here is something that needs to be taught in grade school. It needs to be taught. It's only taught in like politician world. You know what I mean? This is what politicians learn. This needs to be taught everywhere. Creative avoidance. I don't think we're being taught the right thing. This could have gotten me out of a lot of trouble. Why wasn't I taught creative avoidance? Look at how well he does it. What school did he go to? I feel like I didn't learn anything when I went to school. The creative avoidance is so creative. How much are you worth? Me? I'm not even gonna answer that question. Oh my goodness.
you, sadly.
Exactly. So take my advice. Maybe you'll get richer.
I would love to take your business.
Now this just turned into a panel for advice. We've
This is
moved
why
would I
on
listen
from your anti-Semitic rants. Then we moved on to him being black. So how nobody, like it's like who's defending his race? And now we're talking about how much money he's worth. Okay,
You.
now we're caught up.
Well, why don't you hear what my advice is and then work out if I'm wrong? Can we do that deal?
Well, the thing is, you haven't given me any credit or a moment of reflection for the comparison that I made, the brilliant, if I do say so myself, comparison
Stop.
that I made to the cops pulling over one black person and
See, Kanye. You don't get to just say that you don't just get to make that analogy and act like a week ago for the past 5 days didn't happen. That's what you want to do, and we're just not gonna do. We're not gonna do that. We're not. I'm
I
not.
understand what you're
and my
saying.
tweet having issues. Wait a second, I wasn't done with the sentence. My tweet.
Bro, such a child. He's so childish. It's so weird.
Referring to all Jewish people, I said, for the sake of this conversation, I will refer to the business people who have destroyed me and my people and my fellow creatives. But you didn't even accept that I gave you that. You tried to push me back into 1960.
No, I
you
didn't.
tried to push me back into last week.
What is going
didn't.
on
Okay,
with
you
the
didn't
video?
accept that example that I gave you.
I understand completely the example you gave me. I think all racism is wrong.
So I feel that we've grown.
I would like you to.
No. No. We have not grown. We have not. Say the words, I'm sorry. Then we'll grow. Say, I'm sorry for. I don't even like, I'm sorry. Say, I'm sorry for. I apologize for. Say that, and then we'll move on.
Reflect.
I feel we've grown.
If
Do
you
feel we've grown?
If you've now changed what you
I'm gonna
wanted
start
to
using
say
that.
originally, my question for you is: do you now regret saying
I update
DEFCON
every
3
day.
on Jewish
update-
people? Are you sorry you said that?
No.
I think it matters.
You see, bro, say, I'm sorry for. He can't even do that.
Should be.
So you have
Absolutely
not
not.
grown.
You know, I will.
We got to rewind it.
Do you now regret saying
I update
DEFCON
every
3
day.
on Jewish people? Are you
I update every day like my iPhone. Listen, I update every day. Like my software literally updates every day. I'm gonna need you to relax with this line of questioning. I update every day.
sorry you said that?
No,
I don't think it
No,
matters. You should be.
absolutely not. You know,
this guy.
I will say I'm sorry for the people that I hurt with
Mm.
the DEF CON, the confusion that I call. I feel like I cause hurt and confusion. And I'm sorry for the families of the people that had nothing to do with the trauma that I had been through, and that I use my platform where you say hurt people. And I was hurt.
It's an uncensored interview. You said something which you've now wished you hadn't said, and you've apologized. I actually think that says a lot about you, right? That shows you've got that ability to
He's
be
like, I didn't
self-aware,
apologize. I
to
never said I
understand
was
when
sorry.
you cross the line. I think someone like you, with all your energy and creativity and your passion, you're going to say stuff. The way that you talk constantly and in such an extraordinary manner, you're going to trip up. You're going to say things the wrong way. I don't think there's anything wrong when you
Pierce. I'm gonna need you to stop. I'm gonna need you to stop right there. I'm gonna need you to stop. I'm gonna need you to dial it back and rewind it back a little bit. I'm gonna need you to relax. You're doing too much. I'm gonna need you to relax a little bit.
do that, doing what you just did, and saying, "Look, I'm sorry, I crossed the line. I apologize."
I want to say that it's wrong to hold an apology hostage,
Oh my god.
and I got to let go of that and free myself of the trauma and say, look, I'm just going to give it all up to God right now, and say to those families that I hurt, I really want to give you guys a big hug. And
I don't think they want a hug from you, my
I
friend.
say I'm sorry for hurting you with my comments,
I
and
don't
I
think
want
they
to
want a
word
hug
it
from you.
in not in like a political way, but in a presidential way, which means what I knew a president to be when I was growing up.
Okay. With that being said, was that an apology? The apology wasn't for me. So I'm going to say I don't know, honestly. The apology wasn't directed towards me. The anti Semitic apology, the things that he said, those things were not, that apology is not directed to me. So I always like to say, when it's things like this that have nothing to do with me, I can criticize it, but ultimately I cannot, say whether it was a good apology or not in the greater scheme. It's not up to me. It's up to the people that he has hurt and offended. The whole George Floyd thing again. I don't think he apologized for that. He just did the whole anti-Semitic things. That specific apology though was not for me to accept or not. It wasn't directed towards me, but what are we going to do? Not much. What can I do? Not much. But hopefully, to whoever he was trying to direct that message to, they received that message, and whatever they're going to do with that, then they go ahead and do that with. Pretty much. And continuing on the Kanye saga, because the Kanye saga never ends, and there's something else to the Kanye story besides what I'm about to show you. So let's just go right quick into it. Balenciaga officially cuts ties with Kanye. Did you know, or did you recall that it was like a week ago, I think, when the whole thing started popping off right before the White Lives Matter shirt thing? He appeared on one of Balenciaga. He like walked for Balenciaga. I think it was like I don't know if he was modeling whatever he had like a partnership with, but either way, he was doing a whole Balenciaga runway walk for them or whatever. And then I think the next day is when he handled Buck Wild, and then now they officially have cut ties with Kanye West. The fashion label no longer has any relationships nor plan for future projects related to the artist. The parent company says Balenciaga has officially cut ties. That's what I just read. The fashion label no longer has any relationships for the future. I just read that. I love how they break up the same things in two different tweets. You gotta love social media. Additionally, Balenciaga said it had removed a section on its website dedicated to the 3 Yeezy Gap engineered by Balenciaga collaborations, which launched earlier this year. Balenciaga began detaching itself from Kanye West, or as he would like to be called, Ye. Following his controversial appearance on the podcast Drink Champs, which was another thing that was just wild, it was just wild. Sorry, I had to fix my mic. It's moving around a lot. Where he falsely claimed that George Floyd wasn't murdered but killed by fentanyl, and made even more anti-Semitic remarks. So they removed this line, which I mean, I didn't like this whole mud setup, and I'm not a fashion designer or whatever. But I don't know. Fashion again is subjective, but still, I don't know. That was yeah, that happened. Let's see. Sources telling Rolling Stone that Trump wants to. Can you believe that the man that he endorsed so much and liked so very much doesn't have his back? Sources tell Rolling Stone that Trump wants to distance himself from Kanye West, calling him too crazy and saying he needs professional help. Would you believe that? Kanye West called Pete Davidson a heroin addict and blamed the Jewish Zionist for recent news stories about his ex-wife, Kim Kardashian, and her ex, Pete, had sex in front of a fireplace. Wait, did I just read that right? That made no sense. For recent news stories about his ex, Kim Kardashian, and her ex, Pete, had sex in front of, he blames them for putting that story out there. I mean, considering that, she went and said it, but I guess it's that, I guess for some reason it's the Jewish people's fault. I don't know. But speaking of Pete Davidson, Charlemagne, one of Pete Davidson's besties, went and gave the world some goddamn tea. Some tea. We want to know why Kanye, or Ye, I should say, is upset with Charlemagne the God. See, the God is because of this here. I was going to explain it, but I'm going to let Charlemagne explain it in the only way that he can. And I'm just like, well, that explains everything. It explains every fucking thing. No wonder. I'm just gonna let the video speak for itself. I was gonna give you a little preview of everything, but this is why, Kanye and excuse me, and Charlemagne have a little tiff, have a little beef. And here we go. Come on.
When me and Kanye got into an argument, he called me last November. He's basically trying to get me on board to shit on somebody he knows is my friend, Pete Davidson. He's like, we gotta save the new Marilyn Monroe. Talking about Kim. I'm like, yo, Pete is my friend, right? So he's going on and on. And then finally he goes, my wife is out here fucking a white boy with a 10-inch penis and you won't help
me? I kid you not. The only reason why I feel this is 110% real is just the way that he said it. Just the way that he said it, and I feel it in my bones that this story is 110% real, and Kanye said this to him. And now I get it. Listen, I get it. Wait, I have a stupid question I need to ask Google. And I think you know where I'm going with this. Wait, no, he's not. Wait a second. Oh my God. Oh my God. Is this happening? Is this all makes sense? I really I shouldn't be Googling things because it gets me into trouble every single time. Here's the thing. Hold on. I need some more clarity before I go out right and say it. So I was just like, what's the hate with with Jewish people. Like, what's the hate? And we're talking about Pete Davidson right now. So, my mind likes to Google things because I'm stupid, and I just went and Googled, is Pete Davidson Italian? I don't know why that was the first thing I looked up. Is he Italian? And then the first thing that comes up, I'm going to read it line by line from Wikipedia. It says Pete Davidson's father, was predominantly of Jewish ancestry with some distant German and Irish and Italian roots. Do you think, now this is purely, allegedly, purely speculative. This is purely not factual. I'm just pulling this out of my ass. But do we think that Kanye West was up late at night when he heard the story about Pete Davidson and Kim dating? He went online and started Googling this man, Googling a little way too much, read the first sentence that I read, that he came from some sort of Jewish heritage, and he just went off the charts, off the wall. Bonkers. Case motherfucking closed. The case is closed. My case on this, my personal case that I had on this with Kanye West has been closed. He went on a Google fucking deep dive on a rabbit hole, and he saw the first line that I just saw, and he just tacked it on, and he just kept tacking it on, and then he went DEFCON 3 on the juice. It all makes sense. It literally all makes sense right now, and I feel like a detective. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm amazing. I'm truly amazing. I cannot believe that just happened. I gotta stop Googling things. And like for my own good too. Moving on.
My wife is out here fucking a white boy with a 10-inch penis, and you telling me that's your friend, but you're supposed to be culture? He's screaming on the phone.
I believe this.
Entertaining. Yes. Entertaining. Hilarious.
What am I supposed to do but laugh at that?
I'm gonna walk out the goddamn.
So I want you.
You just proved my point that you argued with me about.
And by, but
I feel like Kanye right now.
wait a minute.
I feel like Kanye.
I don't know if this was last year when I did this donkey of the day or earlier this year, but I say to him, don't make me tell everybody why you really mad. And there was articles and people was kind of knew what I was referencing.
Yeah.
But the reason I keep bringing up Pete's penis on the radio is because I know it fucks with you. Okay? All right. And you said that to me.
Yeah.
But he gets on the interview and acts like he don't know where that came from. The
Yeah.
motherfucker is a master manipulator. Man yells at you, my wife is out here fucking a white boy with a 10-inch penis, and you won't help me. I'm like, what does that even mean?
Somebody help.
Somebody help.
And there you have it. Now we know why. We know where the ball started rolling. You know what I mean? This has always been festering within him, within Ye. Again, allegedly. I don't know what goes on in Kanye's mind, but if I did, god damn, I would be exhausted. But if I knew what was going on in his mind, I would feel like this is where the ball started to roll. You know when that snowball is at the top of the hill, and it starts going down and picking up more and more snow, and then it just becomes a bigger and bigger and bigger snowball. You know what I mean? Pete Davidson was that middle part of that hill where it was just like, all right, now we're speeding up and we're gonna just boom, bowling ball everybody. You know what I mean? I feel complete, in a sense, if that makes any sense. I feel complete. For some odd reason, I feel complete. I feel like, you know what I mean? I feel good. Real quick before I move on, though, I think right before I started, I didn't know if I was going to talk about it, but just so we can just wrap this whole Yay thing up, why is James Charles trending right now? Why is James Charles trending? Hold on. What the fuck is going on? What is this? Oh my god. So James Charles is trending right now. Of course I picked it. Of course the top tweet is from Keemstar. I wouldn't be, of course. It says James Charles is getting a lot of backlash from his recent IG post, and it's literally James Charles in just like his normal, he doesn't have like the feminine makeup on. I don't want to say feminine, but he's just his normal like face. And then I guess he has like special effects makeup where he has that glass glow smile. I think that's what it's called, where like when people have the what is it, when people have like their mouth cut from the inner corners of their lips all the way out, and it's makeup, and it's just all bloody and blood in his mouth, and it's obviously special effects, but like, godly. And then makeup by Ariel commented, I needed a warning. Oh my god. That's a little weird. Okay. They should literally put a trigger warning thing on it on top of it, to be honest. For moments like these, it should have like a not safe for work. I mean, you can't, I don't know. Just because it's special effects, like, people need to chill the fuck out. They really do. Yeah, I shouldn't say that, because then it would be saying that I'm censoring people. It's just like not safe for work. Just say that, and then give us a slide where we can choose what to look at. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? What was I doing? I was looking for, unless it's gone, to wrap it up real quick. Another thing on Kanye West. Kanye West wants to build his own mini city called Ecosystem. I'm telling you, whatever he's on, Jordan Peterson is on too, and yeah, I want some of it. I want some of it. Two Yeezy sources. Name them. I want to know who these people are. Plan on, like, let him say it. Get him on a camera. And whenever he starts spewing these things, get him on camera and let him say it to the world. I want him to say it to my face, or else it's not true. I want him to say it to my face. All right. He plans for his own small universe. What? West's plan for his own small universe has been in the works for years. Stop. Is it like a Kanye? Not Kanye. An Akon. I think Akon has like an island or whatever. Describing it as a self-sustained enterprise that would have its own branded products and services. Is this coming from the same Kanye that thought Big Pharma was in any way related to the farming industry? Like Big Pharma. Okay. Happy Kanye. Kanye West teams Oh my god, Kanye West team has filed a slew of trademark applications that would allow West to create his own mini community, or as West intends to call it, ecosystem. Bro, the amount I don't know, the amount of self-absorption, is that even a word? With just himself. And then again, I do it a little bit with my I guess my Instagram is Misfit's room. I go by Misfit. I mean, whatever, but like, still. Is this why you think he went on DEF CON 3? Is he promoting something? Usually when he goes DEF CON on whatever, he's usually getting to promote something. Is this what it is? Two Yeezy sources tell Rolling Stone that the self-sustained enterprise would have its own branded homes, retail stores, and that sell ecosystem branded. I don't like it. You know what I mean? Sounds like a cult to me. The plan is serious, with arrangements to launch the first campus as early as next month. One source saying eventually West hopes to establish these mini communities across the I don't like this. It really sounds very culty. It really does. Sources tell the Rolling Stone that Kanye West wants to build his own mini system, yada yada yada. What is this? Cheyenne Roundtree. He has filed trademarks which cover food goods, beverages, residential homes, and this sounds like I hate when they use this picture of him. Like, why? This ecosystem sounds like a book / made into a movie thing that I read. I think it's called The Giver, where like everything and it is just, I don't know. It's giving me a creepy vibe, and I don't like it. It's giving me a creepy vibe, and I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I don't like it one bit, not at all. And just as quick as it's making its way into the media, is just as quick as it's going to fall and completely fall apart. I don't know, but good luck to him in all of his endeavors. I wish him well. But yeah, that is it that I had scheduled for our dear friend of the show. He is a friend of the show. He's a friend of the show. That's all I had for Kanye West. That's just as of the past hour, or the past couple of hours. Nothing new with him. Thank goodness. Boy's got to sleep at some point. You know what I mean? He's got to take a chill pill at some point. So now we are going to be moving on to what I think people have been trickling in and trickling out about, and that is our girl Trisha Paytas. Now, actually, I'm not even gonna. Hold on, I was gonna show you this first, but I just need to just show you the thing right quick. So that I like when I'm talking about someone, you know who I'm talking about. And then it's all good. Hold on. Okay, no better picture than this, really. And I'm trying to do you justice, girl, but you're not helping. That doesn't give you a good light. See, I try to be very charitable to people. That picture is just so blurry. All right, I'll just show you guys this picture, and we'll just do a quick summary. So this is Trisha Paytas. Trisha Paytas has been around for a very, 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 very long time. If you, I don't want to call you old, but you might recall this person. She was on America's Got Talent many years ago when Howard Stern was on it, I think, still, and the other girl. Crap, it was Howard Stern, Howie Mandel, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and the girl with the woman with the red hair. I forget what her name was. Oh crap. I can't. I need the name. Although I don't need the name. The woman with the red hair. It's not important, but she was another judge of America's Got Talent, and Trisha went on there as a contestant to, I guess, say that she can like speed talk or speed read. I can't remember. It was one of the two, speed talk or speed read. Yada yada yada. It was just like, I feel like it was just like a gag bit thing that she just wanted to go up there and meet, if I'm not mistaken, Howard Stern. I'm not gonna show the video because I'm pretty sure they will clip and claim me in a heartbeat, even though it's many years ago. But that is what she was doing. And I think she has also appeared on Big Brother, if I'm not mistaken. And she has been on YouTube for quite a long time now. I was firstly introduced to this character, or not even character, this person, Trisha Paytas, on Shane Dawson's channel. I used to watch Shane Dawson for a long time. I want to guesstimate maybe 2014, maybe earlier than that. It was like midway where he started like creating that musical, and even before then, even before he started dating Ryland, or even like way before all of that, I've been following Shane Dawson for like a mad minute. And Shane Dawson is another person where I feel like I have to just make a separate video for this person, because I say I grew up with Shane Dawson in a way that I witnessed literally everything from beginning all the way up until now. And I have a lot of thoughts. But I was introduced to her by him via his videos. I guess they were friends for a long time, and she would be in and out of videos and stuff like that. This was back when they were best friends. Right now, as it stands right now, they are not friends. I don't think they're in communication with each other, but they used to be best friends, and do all these videos, go to each other's houses, have a whole lot of, when collab things was very prominent in the YouTube space. They would collab all the time and be at each other's houses. And that is how I was then introduced to this person, Trisha Paytas. And for a very long time, I liked her. She was just very like bubbly and, I don't want to say ditzy because this is not the right word. Just like bubbly and just like, you know what I mean? Like just like very like high, if it makes sense, like high pitched, ditzy, bright, bubbly, sort of like not obnoxious, but she could cross the line of obnoxious here and there, but not enough to like annoy me in a sense. Like I liked her in a sense, but she was just like too much of a high speed for me. That, you know what I mean? It's just like here and there, I'd watch her videos. I did subscribe to her channel. I liked her a lot, but I'm very like much like a antisocial person where it would just take me some time to warm up to her. But at the end of the day, I ended up warming up to her, and I liked her very much. Followed her on. I thought she was like so like fucking cool, body positive person. I never really watched a lot of the drama things that happen here and there because I was just like, I don't know what's going on. I only just like Trisha for Trisha. That's another thing. There are a couple of YouTube people that I just like for just being them. I didn't really buy into the whole drama thing when the whole drama thing was starting. But yes, I was introduced to this person via Shane Dawson. Since then, I don't know. They've had many videos together. They've done many things. I don't know what the specific thing that it was, if I'm not mistaken. Like they just, how friendships are, or at least the way it was made to be seen through the eyes of like us, the viewers. It's not like they were hanging out every day. You know, people are growing up, living their lives. They don't really have the same videos all that much, or they're not in all the videos all the time. That is just to say that things started falling apart for said person when if I'm not mistaken, when the World of Jeffree Star, that whole documentary that Shane Dawson had about Jeffree Star and trying to make Jeffree Star, you know, seem better in public or whatever. That's another person that is, bro. I witnessed it all. Dramageddon, James Charles, Tati Westbrook. I watched, lived through all of it. That was my prime time. YouTube, watched nothing but YouTube all the time. I'm mentally ill. So basically, things started falling apart for me sense of liking her during that whole situation. If you're not familiar, I'm pretty sure that there are a vast, and I mean a vast, a whole lot of videos that will explain that whole thing. I am not going to get into it because it just opens up a whole can of worms of explaining this and explaining that, and I really don't care to do that. Either way, my sense of like liking her started to like diminish and go away, and then I just kind of just like stopped watching her, just because I don't know. I don't know. It didn't really pick up. But at that same time, a little later, for some reason, I found her on some show called Frenemies, and I think she jumped into Frenemies like mid beginning of it. And I was like, oh, I know who Trisha Paytas is. I don't know who these people are. And I jumped in midway of her her talking about the whole falling out with Jeffree Star and this whole thing. Again, I'm not going to explain it. It's a whole lot of things. But I came back into her content through watching her on the H3 podcast when she had the Frenemy show, which is basically right here on the screen. If you're looking, is this picture right here, the set of Frenemies on the H3 podcast. Podcast was great. I liked it. She's just the personality that you just have to like. This personality caters to certain people, and you know it takes a certain type of person to not be bothered by it or not think too much of it. I mean, she doesn't really bother me in that way, but I know how to tolerate her, and if I don't, you know what I mean. She had the podcast with Ethan, and somehow, some way, in some sort of internet lore that I'm not going to try and explain right now because it's irrelevant to what I'm trying to get to. Ethan Klein introduces her, I guess, in a way to his wife's brother. So basically, Ethan Klein's brother-in-law. They introduce each other via, I think, this whole like bachelor thing that he had on his channel. I think, I'm not sure. And then they ended up starting to date, which was a thing that they never saw. Could you imagine going on a YouTube channel just like with these random people and then falling in love with the host's like brother-in-law, and now they have a child together? Isn't that like the most wildest thing? It's the most wildest thing. So they get introduced to each other. I'm just like fidgeting right now because I don't know how to do these long stories in a way that makes sense. I'm just like off the riff right now. So basically, here, let me just show my face. All right, you know what I mean? So basically, what happened is her and Ethan Klein's brother-in-law started talking, started dating in the midst of having the whole podcast. There's a mosquito in here. And then just the whole show just started to fall apart because when you bring business and relationships and friendships all into the same room, into the same podcast, it's a lot. So whenever they would fight, like the Trisha and the who is now boyfriend would fight, he used to also work for the show. Her sister, which is Ethan Klein's wife, was like very invested. Like that's her husband. Like the show, they were there all the time, and he was just like not interning, but like also like helping and whatever. So he was there all the time. So whenever I guess Trisha and them would have an argument, Trisha and Ethan would have an argument, it would always be like an in studio problem all the time. To make the long story short, Ethan and Trisha had a falling out that ended the show, just completely ended the show. Another lore that I'm not going to get into. I'm sure there are many, 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 many T channels that will explain it to you. I'm not going to explain it to you. That has happened. Since then, Ethan and his wife has gone their way, and Trisha and Moses is his name, have gone their separate ways. Since then, Moses and Trisha have been living their lives. They eventually got engaged and then they got married. And then about a year ago, literally a year ago and some months, I gotta put my leg up. About a year ago, Trisha then got pregnant with Moses' child. So now they are married, pregnant with a child. And that is where just everything starts to, I don't want to say fall apart because that's not what I'm getting at, but that's just where everything just all hell starts to break loose. Because I personally, I don't hate Trisha Paytas. I've watched her for a long time. I don't think that she's like a demon on this earth. Like, I don't think that. I feel like she has done and said bad things in the past, but it's like not something that like we have to hang her for it, if that makes any sense. We're all humans. We all live our lives in different ways. And I just feel like there is, to a certain degree, a lot of too much hate in the sense of like how Gabby Hanna gets hate, where it's just like unnecessary. And I wanted to talk about it today because I'm on Reddit nowadays. Why I ended up on Reddit, I listen. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have ended up on Reddit because now it's a never-ending hole that I can't seem to get myself out of, and then I end up here ranting about things that are none of my business, but I'm gonna still talk about it. Basically, I just feel like she's been getting a lot of unnecessary hate. Number one, coming from when she was on the H3 podcast and when they had their own falling out. Ethan has a big community where, you know, some of his viewers or whatever who are very supportive of him came, you know, and in defense of him, you know, started treating her in such a way. I don't condemn it. It's whatever. Get out of it. Like, it's such a, if I'm using the word right, it's such a parasocial relationship where like you feel the need to go and attack this person every day, every living moment of this person's life, just because of, and I'm not saying all of H3 podcast, Ethan Klein's podcast fans are doing it, but I do know that there's like a couple, like a handful that have come from that community where it's just like, bro, do you not have like a life to live to be constantly like up this woman's ass? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not defending her past wrongs, but at the same time, it's like, bro, get a fucking life. And who are you to judge? You know what I mean? You're on the internet, like, profusely, all these things. Like, don't you feel like you should like question yourself? You know what I mean? Like, you should take a hard look in the mirror and think about what you're doing. So basically, the main reason why I wanted to bring this up is because she, of course, has since then had the baby. Hold on. She has since then had the baby, and her name is Malibu Barbie. At first, I was like, oh, okay, a little much, don't you think? But now it's just like, okay, it's cute. Although I don't know how it's gonna work with, like, you know, if her child wants to do anything like business wise, it can't be like Malibu Barbie because it's like hella trademark. But like Malibu, sure, but you know, again, not my child, not for me. I don't care. I really don't care. I didn't like the name before, but I was just like, okay, it's kind of cute. It's kind of cute. Okay, fine. Anywho, she has since had her baby, and as any normal parent, I feel like I would do the same too. She's been posting pictures. She's been with her baby all the time, you know, which she's constantly documenting because as a new mom, and I don't have any kids. The only child that I had is my dog, and I pretty much not really, but kind of did the same thing when I got my dog. Pictures all the time, pictures here and there, record videos and all that stuff with my dog. I'm not equating my dog to Trisha Paytas' daughter, but you know what I mean? She's a new mom. She's taking pictures. She's doing all this stuff, whatever. Now she has a whole family channel or whatever. And we have a whole other talk to have about family channels, and we're going to get to that. But she has since then had her baby. I'm sorry. I think a mosquito bit me, and I'm like itching. Anywho, she had a family channel and whatnot. I don't like, the whole point of this entire thing is that I don't like how people are getting on their high fucking horse, okay, and trying to judge Trisha Paytas as like a bad mother. I was just like, where do you get off in telling a person how to raise their child? You know what I mean? You are not that child's mother. You cannot tell her how to raise her child, and you don't know what's good for her child, and you cannot assume that she's doing something wrong with her child. Now, exploiting children on the internet is a completely different situation. There are a whole lot of fucking family channels that are family friendly. It's like not a big deal. And there are other channels where they make it seem like they're family friendly, but they're using and abusing their child for views, and the crying thumbnails and the recording them while they're crying and not giving them the moment to be human and whatever. It's just like, relax. I mean, there's child actors. It's different. But they're allowed to do this, but there's a fine line where it's too much. But I don't think family channels in and of itself is a bad thing. Okay, there are a couple of bad apples, but we're not saying that the entire family channel industry is just horrific and horrible. It's not. It really is not. And they're trying to use that in a way to discredit Trisha as a mom. And it's just like, can you imagine being a new mom? And just like, there's a whole subreddit about you telling people how much of a bad mom you are. And again, I reiterate, I am not defending Trisha. I have not watched this woman in a long time. I haven't. But it's too much. I feel like it's too much to the point where it's just like, let's just look at her subreddit real quick. To the subreddit. Let's just look. Right here about this community that was created October 5th of 2021. Okay. Already has 50,000 people, members. Okay. In this subreddit, we expose known narcissistic domestic abuser and hate monger Trisha Paytas. How much hate in your body do you have to have for one person? Now I'm going to change it to the new. It's just going to show us what has happened within the past, most recent. It's just, okay, look, maybe this might be a good take. I think she could have a comeback. Hear me out. She has done and said a lot of fucked up. You see, there are good. No, I'm gonna backtrack. There are some nice people in here, but like still. I know this is with the pillow face filter, but like they just make fun of her, the things that she posts. What is it? Oh Lord, she got a matching birthday dress. She got Malibu, the same one. I can't find the IG story post though. Let's just see what it is. It's just like, bro, let the woman live her life. If she wants to be twins and match with their child. What the hell is wrong with that? Like, it's her first kid. She's gonna be obsessed, and people are just making it out to seem like it's something that it's not, and it's just stupid. It's annoying me, and it's unnecessary. A lot of backlash on her latest video filled with lies about manifesting her baby. Even her fans are criticizing her, blah blah blah, a whole lot of shit. Because she posted a video like about like, I don't want to say like what, maybe 4 hours ago, 6 hours ago, I can't remember, about how she manifested having a baby since all of her infertilization and all that stuff. And it's just like, bro, who are you to judge and tell us about this person's experience? It's fine if you feel like you do not like her as a person. Fine, but you cannot sit here and invalidate the woman's words. If this is how the woman feels and this is how the woman feels, it's weirdly gross and ironic that you're out here trying to tell this person how to live her life. It's just ridiculous to me. And I don't even like this woman anymore. But like bro, for some reason this just kept popping up in my feed just because I think I saw something on one of like H3 on the podcast, the subreddit there, and I read it and I think it picked up on like the Trisha vibes, and then I just kept getting this subreddit like suggested to me, and I would keep reading these things and I was like, bro, why are you so obsessed with this woman's life, man? You are so it's obsessive, it's weird. Look. Trisha's not taking accountability. Wifey, please. Wifey, please help me out. Has Moses ever expressed for himself? Basically, they're saying that Moses is manipulated by her. Moses controls, or Trisha controls Moses. Moses is unable to speak for himself. Basically, that Moses is trying to signal for help out. It's like the man has a newborn child. You're acting like he's not a human being, as if he can't talk for himself, as if he can't say what he wants and doesn't want. And it's just like he hasn't given, unless they say he hasn't given any feeling of whether or not he's unhappy in his marriage. Why are the bro? The internet is so unmatched. The internet is unmatched. And then every single time, every like clockwork, every single time she posts something with her child, look, there she goes exploiting her child. Look, there she goes exploiting her child. Oh my gosh, she's exploiting her child. Oh my god, a family channel. And it's just like, bro, I feel like you're making it into something it is not. Like, look, every time she posts something with her kid, they think that they're doing something by blurring the child's face, which whatever. And then look, latest IG post. Oh my god, latest IG post. It's just like, bro, the obsessiveness is fucking weird and it's ridiculous. Again, Trisha has done a lot of bad things, said a lot of bad things, but the obsessiveness, there's no excuse. There is no excuse to be on this woman's, like, you're on her timeline. You're obsessively on her timeline. It's like, bro, get a day job. Literally get a day job. And if that's not enough, get a night job and get a hobby. Like it's borderline stalking at this point, and it's kind of gross. Okay, and then it continues. It continues. This is what I want from Trasha. Like, come on. The girl admitted she lied about being bipolar, taking drugs, and being a stripper. Deleted all her account and disappeared from the internet. You know what? Fine. That's valid. Fine. That is valid. But when it comes to the child, that's what I'm getting at. Fine. She lied about this, she lied about that. Fine. That is that's very valid. What's not valid and what I think is not cool is bringing someone else's child into it. I don't even care if you have your own child. You don't have the right to tell the people what to do with their child. It's what the government is trying to and currently trying to do at the moment, trying to tell women what we can and cannot do with our bodies, what we can and cannot do with our children. Do not become the government. You know, you can talk about everything, literally everything else, but to criticize her about her parenting, you have no idea what goes on in her life. You have no idea who Malibu Barbie is. Leave the girl alone as it pertains to her child. If you want to go on a rant and go on a rant about she lied this and she's fake this and she's a liar that, bro, help your fucking self. Help your fucking self and lose your goddamn mind down a hole. Fine. But the unnecessary shit about her child is annoying. It really is annoying, and it's not even my kid. It's not even my child. Literally, another one 8 hours ago. Latest TikTok. So, how much did she film this day while Moses was gone? Literally, a whole lot of TikToks of mothers, regular mothers that weren't public figures like this, that weren't out and about on the internet like this, have videos exactly like this. Where are they on this subreddit? You know what I mean? They're just grasping at straws, and it's so fucking weird. Like, what is this? Wait, look at this one. She seems furious at Lil Malibu. She's a new mom. She seems furious. Like, stop. Stop. If anything, you're exploiting her child right now for views. If anything, my thumbnail, even though it doesn't have a child in it, I'm exploiting it. Stop doing it. It's fucking weird. It's so weird to me. Let's see what else is there. Oh, and that's not even the half of it. That's not even the half of it. So I was like, I'm not crazy. There's a lot of this going on online. So I just went onto YouTube and I literally typed in Trisha Paytas baby. Literally. And then I sorted it out by the most recent, like what has come out within the last, just the most recent stuff, and started there. And it's just like, bro, get a day job, get a day job, get a day job. So this is her video that she just posted about manifesting her baby after infertility. But here's one proof. Trisha Paytas is still lying about her baby. Dear Trisha Paytas. This is one of hers. This is one of hers. Okay, whatever. Trisha Paytas uses baby for ASMR video. Dear Trisha Paytas, support your baby's neck. That's her channel. Yeah, it's her family channel. Trisha Paytas called out for using newborn baby for views. Trisha Paytas accused of using her baby for views. Trisha Paytas and Moses so crazy. I want to have your baby. Wait, what? What is that? I don't even know what that is. Trisha Paytas dislikes her baby for crying and what? You know what I mean? Trisha Paytas Malibu Barbie branded cruel and selfish by YouTuber. Rich Lex with the hot tea. Trisha Paytas, I called CPS on your baby. Like, that's not funny, and I don't think it's funny. I just like leave the baby out of it. You know what I mean? Malibu has done nothing to that child. You know? I just think it's over the top, and it's too much. It's like people don't know, like with the whole CPS thing too. It's like you don't know what's best for that child. You think CPS is what's best for children? In certain circumstances, I mean, get that child out of harm's way. But I see no harm happening. I see a mother in love with her child. I see a mother who's a person that there are people dislike, which is fair, and that's fine. You can have your opinions on a person. But what I also see is a human being who has just had her first child after what she has said for a long time. She's been trying, has had her first child, is enjoying her newborn baby, her first newborn baby, obsessed with her newborn baby, as I'm sure I would be. If you can imagine how I was with my dog, I can assure you that I would be just the same as Trisha. I'm not very much of a picture person now, so I don't think that would do that, but in my own little ways, probably. It's too much. It's too much for me, and I feel like they just need to let her go, and they need to like. It's a touchy subject. It's a touchy subject because it also ties into the whole family channel thing, and like I said before, it's like saying not all cops are bad. It's a handful of people that make the whole thing look bad. Not all family channels are bad. Some are very fine and wholesome content that don't exploit their children, and some are. Just because you don't like this person doesn't mean that she's abusing her child. You cannot say that. You don't know that, and you don't know what's best for her kid. That is my take on Trisha Paytas. Is she exploiting her child? In my opinion, right now, she is not giving me any reason to. But that subreddit is honestly grasping, and I mean grasping for straws. I don't know if they're going to find it, if we're being honest here. But yeah, that just grinded my gears for a little bit, and I literally put it in my document with no context, with no nothing, no prep. I just kind of let it spew, and I hopefully we got somewhere with that. Moving on. Sorry, I'm like fidgeting right now. Let's see. Moving on to Darrell Brooks. Nope. Why don't I just search in the tab that I was in? Stop. Okay. see. I'm trying to find a video where I will not get claimed, hopefully, because there's a couple of channels that do. Oh, I'm not trying to do the whole live stream. So basically, Darrell Brooks is, like I explained briefly in the beginning, is the person who is on trial being accused of killing 6 people and injuring about 70, if I'm not mistaken, people during a Christmas parade. He was driving an SUV, or they claim he was driving an SUV. I'm going to say claim allegedly because the trial's not over yet. He's on trial for that. People were ran over, hit with a vehicle, and he has decided to represent himself. Why, I don't know, but he decided that that is a good call. And I recently just picked up on watching his trial. I'm just like, I don't think that was a good idea. I don't think it was a good idea. I really don't want to use line crime because I heard line crime. Line crime copyrighted a channel that I watch when I watch certain trials like this. So I'm just trying not to. Jesus Christ! I just saw the car. The only thing that comes up is line crime. Jesus Christ. All right, we're going to try and bring it up on line crime. And then if you see a part of this video,
lost in your project, find unlimited,
where it just completely jumps and cuts, it's because I removed this part of the broadcast. So that's where we are. So basically, he's on trial. He has chosen to represent himself. He had a defense attorney. That defense attorney prepped, for the entire trial. And then as it started, he said, you know what, if that, I'm going to represent myself. And that is what he has been doing. And I cannot gauge whether he's doing good or not because I am not a lawyer. I'm not an attorney. I have no idea. But from what I can gather, just looking and listening, I'm just like, I don't think you're doing this very well. I don't think that he should have elected to represent himself, considering the vast majority of questions he keeps trying to ask the judge, and the judge cannot give him legal advice. He's like literally now his own attorney. So it's not like she's a judge. She can't do that even if even if he had an attorney, his attorney can't go and ask legal questions. Like that's what you're an attorney for. That's what you have a license, and you take the bar and stuff for. So he has chosen to represent himself, and I don't think he's doing a very good job at it. If you have any time to watch some of it on your own, I encourage you to. Do I encourage? I don't think encourage is the right word. I mean, catch the clips here and there just to see when the whole Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial was happening. It was an eye-opening experience to see it live and see what truly goes on in court, because there wasn't a lot of that back then of a lot of trials. So I don't know necessarily if I feel like every trial should be documented, but maybe they should. Some trials are behind closed doors. You can't record it. You just have court reporters in there typing away or writing away, drawing pictures, and you can't even take pictures. They're drawing pictures and stuff like that, and you just never know really truly what goes on. You only have transcripts sometimes, and it's just hard to you know what I mean? But seeing it happen firsthand, it's just whoa. It's crazy. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's been a whole lot of live streams and videos of trials, but this is the first that I'm oh my God, this shit is real. So I don't know. I feel like I've been subjected to this world of Darrell Brooks being on trial that I just feel like you should see it too. And this is five of the wildest moments in the trial, and this is literally only day one. And you can imagine, I think they've been in like this whole thing for like 3 weeks now. And even today, I was watching it today, and the entire day was just a complete mess. So here we are.
Within a minute of us starting this case here today, I'm asking you to respectfully not interrupt me. That's the second time, so I can.
I don't appreciate the music. I think law and crime is really trying to gear up. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
Is your car giving you a field day?
No. My car is perfectly fine, sir. Okay. So here's just one of them.
Letter. So the state has the ability to question you about that, or question this witness, and to look at the veracity of what your claims are here.
Okay, so basically, what he was trying to do today, and you're not going to know anything about what I'm talking about, but that's why I encourage you to watch it. But I don't have anyone to chit chat about this trial because nobody likes the legal stuff like me. I don't know. This fascinates me in a way. Basically, if you go back and watch it, he's trying to question his ex-girlfriend, and he's trying to make it seem in a way that she's not a credible person, trying to question her credibility as a witness, even though he's the one that called her to the stand, if I'm not mistaken, as a witness. I don't know, but he's trying to have her credibility questioned in via her being an unfit mother. How that's relevant, I don't know. How he thought that was relevant, I don't know. But the judge was like, "No, it's not gonna happen. It's not relevant," and we're just like, "That's not gonna happen." But then they're just like, "All right, but it's not gonna happen. But if it were to happen, you do know that if you open that door, we are well in our rights to open that door further and say that if you're going to judge her character about being a bad mother, you do know that you are a registered sex offender or something like that, for the reason of impregnating said ex-girlfriend at 15. So I was just like, bro, every single day, new things unfold. And it's just like, you should have just had an attorney. You should have just had the attorney. Or he could have represented himself and then had like an assistant, whatever, with him, which would have been like, I would have been like, all right, maybe, but like, you should have just had some sort of help. But just the wildness. I'm just gonna show this clip of just how like he can just flip it on and off. While questioning like witnesses, he's very like calm, but then he just flips out.
I may take an early lunch.
And when things are not in his control, when he's questioning a witness, he's very much in control. He's calm, cool, and collected, and everything just moves right along. But when the witness leaves and he's under the control of the courtroom, he acts like a baby.
If that's in your cell, then you can go get it and bring it. But without that letter, I'm not allowing this line of questioning. Do you have the letter with you in court?
I just said no. How many times I got to say the same thing on record?
You know, sometimes, sir, I don't hear what you say because you interrupt me so much or you answer quietly. And I'm taking notes and I'm focused on probably a dozen things at the same time.
But if I say something under my breath, everybody seems to hear it. Everybody seems to hear
in
that just fine.
In a quiet courtroom, yes, we can hear it very clearly.
Everybody assumes that it has to be disparaging.
Once again, you're doing this tactic
because
it's
not a tactic. It's facts. It's facts.
To some other reason.
It's facts. Because I find it hard.
It's like the way that you're talking to a judge, the judge, and thank goodness the jury was not there, but he has done things like that in front of the jury where I'm just like, bro, stop. Stop. It's not helping your case. You think that it's helping your case, but it's not. It's not helping. It's not helping. It's not helping. But that's what I've been currently watching. I was going to talk about him, but like now that I'm rewatching it, I'm just like, I just don't like him as a person. I guess I'm allowed to say that. I mean, I can just not like, I don't know. Watching him throughout this entire, not throughout the entire trial, but like what I've been catching up on, I'm just like, you're very mean. He's very mean when he doesn't get his way. And I'm just like, my mind is blown. So if you're not watching the Darrell Brooks trial, watch. I was going to watch it on, stream and like live react to it, but they're only like live during like Monday through Friday, and I work Monday through Friday, and then by the time I'm home and ready to go, by the time I'm setting up, they're already finishing for the day. So you know what I mean? And yeah, that's basically it. I will be going live. So I'm starting this new thing where I'm going to be doing Saturday night lives. Just little simple, not so much news, but more so just like react and fun stuff. On Saturdays, I might be doing it this Saturday. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm going to be adding a third day to the live stream broadcast. So I'll be here on Saturday as well. We'll be just doing a whole bunch of reacts and playing games and stuff like that. So I will be here tomorrow night, Saturday night. Other than that, it's been a great Friday night. I just want to take a nap right now. I've had a long day and I really just want to take a nap. So yeah, hopefully Kanye doesn't act up for the rest of the night. And I will see you guys on Saturday, tomorrow. Not bright and early, probably late at night. We'll see. We'll just be doing fun reacts, not nothing much. But yeah, thank you so much for sticking around, and bye.